All right, mate. So next question. So I've had first-hand experience with alcohol in terms of dealing with someone who has alcohol. And those experiences were in my adulthood. They're still in my adulthood, and they also have been in my childhood as well. And that comes from a relationship with my father. But if you don't mind me asking you, would you be able to speak on any experiences or pass any advice onto anybody who uses alcohol to any extent, or that may hinder their lifestyle or their livelihood?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I would say if you've got issues with alcohol, being where it's affecting either your family life, your job, relationships, and not being able to stop at just the one, and getting yourself into situations where I'm getting arrested, or you ended up in hospital, I'd say the quicker you stop doing that and realising that you've got an issue, the better. I've 13 years down the line now of every single one of them things that I've just mentioned, I've done repeatedly. I've had an issue for many years, and it only ends in a couple of ways. You'll lose everything. You lose friendships, you lose relationships, you lose jobs, you lose opportunities, end up in prisons, end up in hospitals and stuff like that, all through drink, right? But if you can go out and have a good time and just keep it with a sensible level, that's amazing for you, and that's brilliant. But if it gets past being a problem, quicker you stop, the better. Because it will be life changing. And that, if I would have known what I know now after the last 4 months of being sober, completely sober, I would have done that fucking 10 years ago, mate. You know? No,
you did that. It's amazing. It's an amazing achievement, mate, because I personally know through my own family experiences that, you know, you're trying your best to get that person to stop. And when they give you a little bit of light, like they start eating better, they start doing something for themselves again, and it's not as, you know, it comes across as very selfish acts that when they're drinking, it's just like the worst thing. You've got this glimmer of hope from them, you know, and they want to try and do better for themselves, and you completely support that. You're completely behind them, you know, 110%, and then they go back, and then you're like, here we go again, you know, back onto it. But I think that's just, you know, again, like another amazing thing. But so 4 months, 4 months sober, is that like as of now?
So that would have been just over 4 months, 1 week actually.
And has that then helped you kickstart your journey into like your personal health, fitness? Did that help? Because I know you were trying to do it for a long time, because when we were meeting before for our sports therapy sessions, you were always like one of your main focuses in your mind was your health and your fitness and your aesthetic look. Let's be honest, I'm the same. I want my aesthetic look to look as good as how I feel up here. I want my body to look and feel as well. And that was something I always noticed about you, is you're always saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do the other. Once you quit that alcohol, sort of knocked it on the head, do you think it was a lot easier to kind of then tackle that dream or that ambition to want to be in that physical state?
1,000,000%, mate. Like I was just stuck in a never-ending spiral of what I wanted, what I was capable of, but just that loop with all the stresses of work, business, everything like that. Whereas now they're all excuses, really. Now I know, I was using them as an excuse to drink. Right, and I was just using it as an advice. Like, I ain't gonna drink tonight. I get home from work, hard day, go back, do my admin, and I think, I just got to get four cans and stuff like that. And then it spiraled on from there. And it'd done that for last 2 years. But whereas now, I forgot the question. Do you know what? Yes, it did. It's kickstarted that because it is. I'm not focusing on that now. I'm focusing on what I actually want, and I've been able to focus on my diet. My diet is pristine.
Yeah.
I have one cheat meal a week. I keep everything meticulously, mate.
So, like, I know you explained it earlier, but go over it again. Tell everyone what you have, basically, because it gives people an insight as to not necessarily stopping drinking or stopping a substance or stopping something that's kind of poisoning you from the inside, and it's reflecting outwards, isn't it? Because it reflects in your attitude towards life, your attitude towards yourself, your attitude towards your relationships, your family, and your job. Yeah. So talk about the food as well. Talk about like what you're doing now. So
the food itself, again, I think when you're eating healthy, that just makes you feel 10 times better anyway. And that's even if you're drinking alcohol, even that's going to help you feel better. But you take both of them, take the alcohol away plus the good food, amazing. So I wake up in the morning. I have 2 whole eggs, 3 egg whites.
Yep.
11 o'clock, I'll have a protein shake.
Yep.
And then the next meal, I'll have 200 grams of chicken, bit of broccoli.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll have a pre-workout. It will be 1 bagel, half teaspoon of jam, and a Squares bar, and a protein shake.
Yep.
Go to the gym. After the gym, smash the workout. Take a couple of pump pictures. Deflate after.
I know. That's just
I know. But and then after that, I'll have 200 grams of chicken, bit of broccoli, or maybe leave the broccoli out, and half a pack of Uncle Ben's rice.
Yeah.
I'm having that, but I didn't go straight to that. I tapered down slowly. So the carbs were quite high at first. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was taking them away down to where I am now.
Yeah.
So I've done it very gradually, very slowly.
Yeah.
And what I say is, I live by this motto now, is as long as I'm 1% better than yesterday, I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to go from 0 to 100, mate, and never sustain anything.
Yeah.
I'd go to the gym for like 3 weeks at a time, right? Longest I've ever trained since I was 18.
Yeah.
And now I'm nearly 3 months in
to
training, right? I'd go, bang. I'd start looking all right, and then I'd go get pissed.
Yeah.
And then fuck it all up.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm back to square one again.
Yeah.
Whereas now I've consistently trained, consistently eaten well. Yeah. I've lost 10 kilos.
Okay, man. So, last question.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a man who has set up his own business on his own, which I know you have done, can you offer 2 pieces of advice that you've learned from your experiences with setting up a business and starting a business and continuing it to where it is today? Any 2 pieces of advice or knowledge that you value that you'd like to be able to like hand to, or you could tell anybody who's either starting a business or trying to get a business from where it is now to projecting it forward?
Yeah.
Because I know that you've had some decent success with your business. Is there anything that you would sort of say, what are 2 things, maybe even 3, that you really find sort of valuable to you?
Yeah, so I would say for anyone starting or thinking about starting a business, there's no better time than right now, right? If you're going to wait till the right time, there is a right time, maybe not, but I'd say just go for it, right? Give it a go. Don't be scared to fail.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of what could or could not happen. Don't let other people tell you that you cannot do it or your dream is too unachievable for you.
Yeah.
Because that's their limiting beliefs. As long as you believe it, if you can see it, you can believe it, you will achieve it.
Yeah.
Right? And I've manifested this business.
Yeah.
I've manifested everything I've got in my life today, I've manifested.
Yeah.
And literally done that to the T, right?
Yeah.
So if you can genuinely, if you believe in yourself, go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Okay? Just fucking go for it, mate.
Yeah.
And yes, it's going to be stressful. Yes, you've got to put in all the time. You've got to come home. You've got to work hard. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. But you know what? Yeah, you'll have shit times.
Yeah.
But you'll have some really good times as well.
Yeah.
And you look back and you think, blimey, I was capable of this all that time.
Yeah.
You know, why didn't I start sooner? Yeah, so don't get 10 years down the line now. If you've got that mindset, you've got that about you where you can create something and put yourself, your entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Too much coffee. Put that to good use, right? And just go for it. Do you know what I mean? Give it a go.
Yeah.
And look, if you fail, don't worry. Start again.
Yeah.
And use that failure. Failure's a shit word. Right?
Yeah.
It's learning.
It is learning.
So you learn.
You're exactly right. I was watching an interview with this guy who was one of the first founders of Facebook.
Yeah.
And he said what people don't realise is that you're not a failure, you're a problem solver.
Yeah.
Because the more problems you come up against, the faster and the better you are at resolving those issues quicker and quicker and quicker. You become very efficient at resolving issues that you know, for me, I work for myself. So I run 3 businesses and I started with one and then I grew the second one because it made sense to do physiotherapy and personal training. And then
I just got a ping.
Yeah, ping. That's all right. That's just through the that's just through the iPhone. And so I only have myself to rely on. I don't have to sort of, you know, I haven't expanded my business yet until like employing people and stuff like that, because I know that you've got, you know, a team of people that work with you. But nonetheless, you know, like you were saying, I started with one thing and it was full of problems because it had never been done before. Where I worked, there was no personal training. It just didn't exist. There was no one really doing anything. Certainly not to the standard that I do it today. And so when I was starting, it was like, oh, you know, you can't do that. You won't get anything more than 2 or 3 clients. You won't be able to make a career out of this in this industry. You won't be able to do it. And it was complete nonsense, because where it is now is the complete reverse of that. And then it made sense, as I was saying, it made sense to then go into, you know, into the physiotherapy side of it, because personal training and rehabilitation go hand in hand. The third trifactor for me was the nutrition. So the nutrition, you know, is what is the online business. But yeah, you're completely right. You've just got to keep trying. But like I was sort of anchoring on the back of what you were saying, is that you do become this very good problem solver. And I think in a way, it makes you a lot calmer.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, it makes you a lot more like calmer up here, because you just become better and better and better at resolving those issues. When I was like 22, you know, and you gave me a problem, I sort of freak out. Do you know what I mean? I sort of flip out and be like, bloody hell, you know, and make a big deal about it. So in a way, for me, from my point of view with business, it improves your life.
Does, mate.
You know, for me, I mean, same for you as well, because you have to be fit to do your job, don't you? It's not just something where you go and sit behind a desk and you might be very good at it, but you're not moving. You've got to be very physically active, aren't you? You're outside within all weathers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think as well, when you've got a great business, it reflects the fact, right, I've got to keep upright for this. I can't abuse myself. I've got to be fit. I've got to be strong. I've got to be healthy. I've got to feel well. I've got to feel like I want to get up and do it again the next day. Maybe 5, 6, maybe even 7 days a week sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's for me 7 days a week. I know it's probably the same for you.
It's the Yo Series.